Rachel Wana.
I'm Labika Rawood. For more information on the work that we do and how you can help us to help others, please visit our website www.secondchances.org.za.
In Junior Achievement South Africa, its focus is really to expose youngsters within high school and out of school to entrepreneurial thinking, and ours is focused at high school from grade 10 to 12.
I'm very big on youth empowerment and making a difference and touching lives and impacting the lives of our young people. That's practically what I do with my foundation as well, and ever since I was crowned as Miss SA.
The goal of the magazine is to basically share information that will be able to assist small business owners.
You're listening to The Social Show with Rachel Wana
And Labika Rawood, live on brandlive.co.za.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Social Show. As per usual, I'm here to give you the very latest lowdown in all that is CSI, all that is CSR, all that is about giving, charities, NPOs, NGOs. That sector is what I deal with. And every day from 9:30 to 10, I am here with the news as well as a juicy topic or a guest to talk about the kind of things that matter, well, I think matter, and matter to the world and the communities that we live in. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning, and I hope you started the day off with a jog or two, with exercise or three, and a nice big bowl of nutritious something just to get you started for the week. As usual, I'm going to start off the day with the news. Mazomthombo Secondary School in Fuleni, Cape Town will soon reap the benefits of learning in modern science and computer laboratories, upgraded classrooms and lavatories thanks to the work done by the same foundation. Working in collaboration with numerous donors, the same foundation managed to build a fully equipped 4 science labs, a computer lab, a library, as well as saw to the full refurbishment and upgrade of 5 classrooms and lavatories. The auditorium-style classrooms have been fitted with Formica solid core desktops, brand new equipment,
making
including
a bold statement yet blending into the surround.
Sorry about that. The auditorium-style classroom has been fitted with Formica solid core desktops, brand new equipment, including state-of-the-art smartboard technology with CAPS-aligned software, air conditioning, new quality floors and ceilings, and a 24-hour security system. The total investment in the project amounted to over 4.5 million. Same Foundation's chairman, Trevor Pauls, said the new science center and computer lab will allow the learners at Mazomthombo to reach their potential in both science and technology. The Same Foundation is a national NPO that focuses on creating an environment where quality healthcare and education is available to everyone. This is done by renovating and equipping healthcare and education facilities around the world that are in dire need. In other news, according to Statistics SA, December 2016 report on the tourism sector, the industry created over 32,000 new jobs in 2015, raising the tourism workforce from over 600,000 individuals in 2014 to a total of over 700,000 individuals. This is despite a decline in the international tourists visiting our shores in 2015. Currently, 1 in 22 employed people in South Africa work in the tourism industry. In fact, tourism passes mining as an employer. Under this year's theme by the Department of Tourism, Peace and Development through Guiding Peace, Sustainability and Security will form part of the robust discussions. Minister of Tourism, Mr. Derek Hanagom, and Deputy Minister of Tourism, Ms. Thozile Xhasa, will deliver keynote addresses emphasizing the valuable contribution of tour guides to the tourism sector. Hosting the 27th year of the International Tourist Guide Day is significant because they are celebrating 20 years as a museum this year. Robben Island Museum offers educational and specialized tours, and the guides include former political prisoners who are fully conversant and knowledgeable about the island multi-layer 500-year-old history. For more information about Robben Island or about the 27th International Tourist Day Guide, please visit www.robbenisland.org.za. And that concludes our news for the day.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Welcome back to the Social Show, and as usual, we're going to start off the day with a topic that I think is very important. I think a lot of the times we're all sort of so busy trying to give, trying to be the best people that we can, trying to make sure we uplift our CSI strategies, our CSR strategies. We're trying to be good, better humans, good, better adults. And we often neglect to think about the people that we are around in terms of like our families, in terms of our relatives, as to how to also really make it grow the spirit of giving, or grow the spirit of charity, of donations, of helping communities in any way within our own families. And today I decided to strike it a little bit personal with everybody who's listening. I know as much as you are a CSI manager, as much as you are a corporate, as much as you are just a normal person working, you have a family, you have children, or you have nieces and you have nephews, and it's very important that as much as you are trying to help and uplift and motivate people to be good people and to also just improve their quality of life, that you also translate that energy into your own home. So today I'm going to give you a few ways in which you can teach your kids the art of giving. You can help them, learn about how to care about people they don't know, causes they don't know, animals they've never really seen. Parents and child rearing experts have come up with a few ways to really, instill generosity as a lifelong value in your children. What you want is a family of givers, because that's how we pay it forward. That's how we make sure that it becomes an attitude instead of something that you have to do because your company needs to do it, because part of it's in the law basically for you to give to specific causes. But we also need to make sure that it's an attitude that we're familiar with from home, from where we come from, so that we can understand that some people don't have as much as we do, and then when they don't have as much as we do our best to at least make their day, or at least make their lives a little bit better, because the poverty line and is pretty big still, and there's so many things we can do in our daily lives. We don't always have the time to volunteer, we don't always have the time to give money, but we're always dealing with some sort of situation every single day, whether it's a kid that you see on the street who is begging for money, whether it's a mother with a kid on her back who is looking for some money, or whatever the case may be, or it's a child, your child meets another child at school who doesn't have as much as him. How does he deal with that situation? How does she deal with that situation? And how do they how do your kids understand that giving isn't a weak thing? It isn't about making fun of the other person. It's really about changing someone's life, even for a day, and knowing that you should be grateful for what you have, and whatever you do have you can share. So that's what I'm going to show you, or tell you a little bit about today. I'm going to speak about a few ways to teach your kids about giving. Giving may be more appealing to a child as a team effort with parents and siblings or friends, for example. They don't want to. It's very difficult to teach one kid what to do, but if you're all together and you include them in your volunteering, you include them in your charity work, you include them in the fun walks and the fun races, you get to instill the sort of attitude of giving within them. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Obviously, as with other children activities, it pays to aim for giving opportunities that suit a child's age. Obviously, you don't want to go and, drag a small child to a long fundraising event, or, put something terrifying like dealing with dying people or badly injured animals with a small child. A simple task like walking a dog or making a holiday decoration will work better, or, singing for an old age home, whatever the case may be. That might be a little bit better for a younger kid. But then older kids can also take on more complex challenges, like helping an immigrant learn English or assisting in someone's physical therapy. But topics like tax deductions for charitable contributions can wait for adulthood. Now, experts discourage rewards and say children should learn to do good for the sake of doing good, for the pleasure that they get from making others happy. A number of things emerge when we discuss giving, the giving spirit of children, and I'm going to just give you a few that I think are very important. The first is you have to lead by example. That I think is very, very much common sense. You have to do it together. The author of Successful Philanthropy: How to Make a Life by What You Give, urges that parents should lead the way. Children should listen to their parents and often emulate them says, Jean Sheriff, who wrote Successful Philanthropy. She also recommends finding a cause the parent and the child can participate in together. By working together, the parent can teach the child many of life's important skills as they relate to dealing with different kinds of people. A child will learn the importance of helping the less fortunate, family bonding through philanthropy, and something that can really bring the family closer over time as well. Now, the key is to make the act of giving interesting to children, so they will want to make philanthropy a part of their lives. What you don't want, as I said before, is to drag them to a long fundraising session where they will hate everything that has to do with the word philanthropy or the word giving, because all they can associate with it in their minds is long speeches and telethons and just sitting down for a long time, and it's not fun for them. They don't get the point. They don't get why they have to do it the whole day. So you have to make it interesting, and you have to lead by example as well. A child will emulate. Everyone knows that. A child sees what their parents are doing and will do it, and it all starts off as how you treat other people, and how you sort of have this sort of carefree way of giving, a way that is sort of in you and is not doesn't feel like it's being tried out, And the key is to make the act of giving interesting, so that children will want to make it a part of their lives. That is the key. So lead by example, make it interesting, make it fun, and sort of tell them at the end of whatever it is they did, that what they did is going to change someone's life, just to make them understand that it's very important that they do it, whatever it is that you have chosen to do for the day. The second rule, I guess, for really getting your kids to understand the importance of generosity is to do it all the time. Like other behavior taught to children, a giving spirit can be instilled by making it a routine part of life, not a rare activity dusted off for the holidays. And many experts, have said, it's cool to have random acts of kindness, but we really need to have some sort of consistency when it comes to being a really good person, or really trying to give, or trying to be philanthropic and to get that into your child's routine and in their lives. You need to do it all the time. One of the greatest values is to give back on random occasion without expecting anything in return, says Suganda Jain, the director of the Kids Are Kids Learning Academy of North Austin, Texas. She says that instilling these small everyday acts of kindness into kids will give the greatest return in the end. Things such as doing a secret good deed for a neighbor, like mowing the lawn, opening the door for strangers, sharing snacks with friends, or even collecting donations of markers, books, and bulletin boards decoration for a new teacher at school. Obviously, there's so many other ways in which you can teach them, especially in a country like South Africa, packing an extra lunch and giving it to the kid that they know doesn't have lunch every single day, getting extra pens and paper and pencils and stationery for the kid that's always missing a pen or a pencil. I mean, children can pick up on that stuff. Also, when you don't have a lot of as a child, when children don't have a lot of stuff, they get picked on and bullied a lot, and hopefully your child isn't the bully, right? Because that would be awkward. But if your child can see someone is being bullied for about something they don't have, or something that they're lacking at school, you can then step in and say, what doesn't he or she have? Can we help, and can we get them to have them, so that they're not victims of being bullied? There's a lot of different ways in which you can teach your kids really small acts of kindness. They don't have to always be random. I think the point is you have to do it all the time, whenever you see a need, whenever you can. Of course, we don't want to help every single person in the world, because kids can be so beautiful and innocent in the way that they won't understand if you can't help everyone in the school. You can only help one kid. They'll be like, but mom, I want to help everybody, because kids just think it's that easy. So you have to sort of do it all the time, but also do it in a way that they understand that it's something that is it can't happen completely to everybody. You can't be helping every single day, because mommy might not have the budget for that. But if they can do something really different and interesting for different people, and doesn't always have to cost money, then we're on the right track. Other activities that appeal to children include collecting hotel-sized shampoos and soaps for homeless shelters, giving one's hair to a cause like Locks of Love, or helping to clean local parks or walk dogs at an animal shelter. Those are the kind of things that you can really teach your kids, and that starts off really small. It's nothing really big, and it also helps them learn about dogs, learn about what it means to be homeless, what it means to when people don't have hair, like what happens by that I mean cancer patients, what all of those kinds of things will come into an educational force. So you're not only helping them learn how to give, or helping them to be philanthropic people and giving spirits, but they're learning so much about being human and being in this world, and the kinds of things that they're susceptible to. So when things happen to them, they have a compassionate spirit. They're very humble and have humility, and that's kind of kid you want to grow. You want to really this kind of kid you want in your family. You want a kid who can really see gaps and try and help people as much as they can. As I said before, we don't want to over give, because you have to have something for yourself as well to be a human being. But we're just saying that most kids nowadays are I think spending their money in the wrong way. I mean, obviously, as a child, you want sweets, you want good things, you want nice hair, you want nice clothes, but that's okay, and that's all fine and well. But imagine if your kid once a month also gave to a specific organization, because she really understood the kind of pain those kids were going through, because she was there and she was helping. She gives to an animal shelter because she kind of understood where it all came from, because that was an entire learning experience when she was younger. So then we find more responsible ways for giving back, and the more we give back, the better country we have and the better kind of people we have in our country to lead us. Remember, the kids are the future, and we need to invest more in them, not only in their education or in the kind of jobs they're making, the economic prosperity, but also in the way that they respond to people who in need, people who are homeless, people who are hungry. We need to make sure they're good kids who just really want to make the world a better place, even if it's in terms of attitude. The other day I was talking about cyberbullying, and I was like, it's so crazy because, this kid is obviously going through their own things. That's why they're bullying. It's either something that they've seen their family do. It's something that they've watched on TV. Whatever the case may be, it's something that it's an insecurity. And when you have an insecurity, you want to make the other person feel small. So that's one of the ways in which a lot of kids start bullying, and they start messing around with other kids. And then a lot of other kids end up, those who are being bullied end up killing themselves. And that's not the kind of culture we're trying to raise. That's the kind of culture we should be supporting, Don't, imagine, giving your kid all of these amazing technologies that are going to hopefully make him technologically savvy, and they're just using it to bully other kids, and that all starts off with really giving them a good understanding of what other people go through, and understanding that you need to help out when you can, and it's not weakness, and it's not because they're not better than you or you're better than them, or whatever the case may be. It's about being a good person, and being a good person starts at home. It starts with you leading the way. It starts with you doing it all the time and showing them that being kind is always going to be the better option, if you're looking at bullying and not being kind. So there's a lot of ripple effect that will come out of you teaching your kid how to be really good. Moving on to our next point is to make it joyous, make it fun. While giving is meant to benefit someone else, it doesn't need to be miserable chore or sacrifice for the giver. Teaching our children the art of giving back was precisely what the founding parents of the non-profit Breakfast Club for Seniors had in mind, recalls Beth Fitchell, a founding member of the 3-year-old Yardley, Pennsylvania group that packs healthy breakfasts for homebound seniors. Now, children volunteers range from a year old to 9 years old, helping to organize and pack food donations, create inspirational letters and artwork, as well as recycle boxes, she said. And kids look forward to the quarterly packing parties because they know how good it feels to help others, and they use their smiles and they share when they're delivering the breakfast bags to the needy, and it can become quite contagious. And also remember, kids love seeing other kids. So whenever you have so many kids in one room doing one thing, to them it's a party. To them it's, oh my word, I'm with people my age, I'm meeting new friends, we can play, we can also help out. So it's so beautiful to make it joyous, make it something that's fun, play some music, get them involved, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're packing a lunch for someone else or you're thinking about what they would like and also what you like, and also sort of trying to put that together. And also you know, meeting a new friend by giving them some lunch, you know, that you can talk to them. Kids are very beautiful in the nature that they don't have really preconceived notions about other people. They just want to be around more people. Most of them, they just want to play and be merry. And when you can instill that sort of really beautiful feeling of giving back to your kid, they find joy in even the smallest things. They find joy in sharing a toy. They find joy in, you know, the smallest things, and that's what we kind of want from our kids, so that they're self-fulfilled and they get fulfilled quite quickly. You don't want a kid who always wants more and more and more and more and never wants to give. You want a kid who has a great balance of how much they can give if they have, and how much they should have for themselves as well. So it's very important that you make it a joyous experience. Another thing is use your imagination and be timely. Author and speaker Robin Samora built a list of 50 ways to be thankful and to show random acts of kindness that include simple reminders like writing thank you notes, playing with your younger sister or brother, or sharing a snack. And the small acts she just suggested include passing out homemade Christmas tree decorations to strangers on the bus, organizing, you know, food giveaway at, you know, Christmas time. I know Christmas time we all have too much food sometimes, and we eat like for 5 days afterwards because so many, you know, families come together, and it's big families, and we over cater, especially in my house. I know we over cater, and what happens is, because we usually go to, I'm from the Eastern Cape, so we usually go to the rural areas for Christmas, where that's where my grandma and my grandfather grew up. And in their home, we get there and we cook and we make a lot of food, and literally the whole street can eat, because we know that, you know, the whole street knows that it's Christmas time and it's time for giving, and whatever we can give, we'll give back. So we always make sure we make more than enough food so that everybody can eat at least on Christmas Day. And that's something you can so quickly and easily do with your kids. You know, I mean, Christmas time is a time where you're all together, you all can cook, you have the manpower. Make them bake scones, make them bake cakes, and give them to their neighbors for Christmas or for New Year's or whatever the case may be. And just to say thank you for, you know, being such a great neighbor. Thank you for being a good person. And that doesn't necessarily mean you always have to give to the homeless or the needy. It just means being nice to the next person you're with, because a lot of that ripple effect, when you get them finally giving to charities, giving donations, understanding causes, being activists, it all comes from them understanding that kindness is in the middle of it all. Love, you know, working within the space of love. It doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what ethnic group you are, it doesn't matter what race you are. We all respond to kind people, we all respond to people who are nice to us, and some people aren't nice because of the kind of situations that they're in. But it's very important that if you give them and show them kindness and show them how it looks like, you're able to really instill that, you know, that feeling of generosity and that feeling of giving back. And lastly, I would say count your blessings. Allow them to count their blessings. In the Giving Book, a workbook for children, an author, Ellen Sabin, urges her readers to think about someone who has helped them or given them something special. And the point is not to instill a sense of obligation, but to encourage children to share the pleasure that giving produces. And isn't it a great feeling when someone, you know, helps you or give you something you need? And well, you can help other people feel special too, you know, by making them happier. You can make them healthier, and you can make the world a better place. And that's so easy. You just need to be able to know what you have is a blessing. What you give is also a blessing. And whenever they count their blessings, they count you. They count the fact that they have you in their lives. They count the fact that, you know, Viwe wants to make sure that the right people are getting, you know, the right media coverage, because they need the money. They need to make sure that the kids or whatever the cause is supported by people. And it's almost like what I do now as a CSI journalist, as a CSI expert, I would say, is every single time I say something, every single time I get someone on the show, every single time I, you know, read a great survey, or I understand what's going on in a different cause, NGO, NPO, whatever the case may be, I get such personal gratification as a human being to say there are people who are really trying to be kind to other people, and it makes me feel so happy, and it makes me want to just share it. So wherever I go, I tell people, you should volunteer here. This is what they do. Whenever people tell me what they do, whether they're accountants or lawyers or whatever the case may be, whether they're singers or rappers, I always say, you're doing such great stuff. I mean, so many kids want to learn about alternative careers and what they can expect. This is where you can talk. I've spoken to this person. Here's their contact. Because that's the kind of thing that I love. I love seeing that kindness show off, and I like seeing it, sort of come back to fulfill itself, because as much as the more information you have, the more goodness people doing good, the more you can spread it, the more you can get people involved, and that's what it's about. And today it was about making sure that you instill that generosity in your children. And if you think your children are already kind people, it should be really easy. It should be really easy. Just take them to a dog shelter, as I said before. Take them to a soup kitchen. Take them somewhere where they'll have fun and they'll see their change. You'll see how they change people's lives. And I assure you, you'll be making or grooming a really amazing generation. You are already grooming a really amazing generation. We have so much to do. We have to be educated. We have to make sure that we are, hard workers. The children are hard workers. They're digitally savvy. They're all these amazing things, that they're smart, but they also need to be really kind and very good. And I think if we can have a nice balance of both, we'll have a beautiful country going forward. And that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you all again tomorrow.